I'd go mad with power someday. But this right here is probably my best work. Hello Spider-Man fans, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. We just got the trailer for Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, of course sparking up more fan theories and speculation to what is actually going on in this Spider-Man and MCU connected universe, and I think I might have cracked the code of how all of this connects together with some hard evidence for you to decide whether you believe me or think I have gone a little too crazy and Bully Maguire needs to come in here and
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
I'm ready for that. Specific things I'm going to be touching upon in this video is how I believe Venom and Morbius take place in the Sam Raimi universe, how they're actually retconning Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire, and how Spider-Man No Way Home with Tom Holland is the connective tissue between it all. But before getting to that, I want to go ahead and thank today's sponsor, and that is Raid Shadow Legends. Your boy finally made it! Raid Shadow Legends is the free mobile or PC game that does not need any introduction here. Explore millions of champion combinations, master countless tactics as you take on raid bosses, dungeon runs, campaign battles, and PvP arena matches. Use my link below to download Raid yourself to your mobile phone or PC. I've been playing Raid Shadow Legends for a while, and they've introduced some new champions here. One of the ones that definitely sticks out to me is Baracus the Shifter. That's because he's just got a face that reminds me of my innocent little pupper right here. Look at that. Why don't you just want to be his friend and follow him in battle like Baracus? But on the field, if seeking the most amount of damage is your goal, Baracus is your boy. His second skill is where his advantage shine. He attacks one enemy 6 times, has a chance to place a weakened debuff, and heals himself by 25% minimum. But if you're not a dog lover, that's alright, because I got Cecia Flame Tongue and I don't think y'all want to know why they call her Flame Tongue. Her basic skill attacks one enemy 3 times and has a chance to increase the duration of HP burn debuff on that target. It's kind of insane to me that I'm even doing a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship right now, because I saw them way back watching other YouTubers downloaded the game, understood why it's a very addicting game, and now all these years later, I get to actually spread the message. But speaking of spreading the message, coming soon to Raid, first up they have released 11 amazing new champions and also released almost 200 brand new missions to complete with an exclusive legendary champion as your reward if you manage to finish them all. And if that's not enough, they also added 5 tough new levels to almost every single dungeon in the game. So what are you waiting for? Click the links in my description, support Raid Shadow Legends because they're supporting my channel and helping me rebuild the new studio I'm trying to get ready for y'all. Thank you so much Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring the channel. Y'all was gonna hate me anyways for this theory, so might as well throw in a sponsor that would actually have my back. Alright, so no more games, getting to the nitty-gritty of why I think this is a possible theory that could be happening here. It all started off with the Venom Let There Be Carnage trailer showing one of the detectives holding up that newspaper that had the Daily Bugle logo from the Sam Raimi universe. Now, this isn't something new. We've seen set photos from Morbius where they were also using the Daily Bugle logo from the Sam Raimi world that looks nothing like the Tom Holland Daily Bugle logo. And immediately when I brought this up, I got the obvious question thrown at my face from everybody going, but Chris, in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man universe, we already have a Venom and an Eddie Brock played by Topher Grace. How can Tom Hardy also be Eddie Brock and Venom if they already introduced that into this world? Well, it's because we've already gotten details about Spider-Man No Way Home letting us know that it looks like they're going to be retconning Spider-Man 3 from 2007. Going back to the article from Alfred Molina, who's going to be playing Dr. Octopus, that is 100% confirmed, and coming from his own mouth, he mentioned that for Spider-Man No Way Home, he will be digitally de-aged for that film, taking his appearance back to Spider-Man 2, meaning that Tom Holland is basically going to be interacting with the Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man 2 era. And if we are to be believed that the Spider event is actually happening, which we all think it is, if you have the villain from Spider-Man 2, that would mean Tobey Maguire would also be digitally de-aged and Tom Holland would be meeting Spider-Man 2 Tobey Maguire, now creating a whole new timeline where that Tobey Maguire will go into the MCU, interact with Tom Holland, have whatever adventure happens in Spider-Man No Way Home, setting up an alternate reality where Spider-Man 3 no longer happened. I know when I bring that up, that might upset some people, but that is not me hating on Spider-Man 3. I've actually grown to really like Spider-Man 3 as a film, especially with some of the memes we've gotten out of it, but the person who does not like Spider-Man 3 is Sam Raimi himself, the director, who is now working alongside Marvel with Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. He hates that the studio interfered with his movie. He hates that they made him shove Venom last minute into that film. He thinks he had something really good on his hands, and because of studio meddling, they messed up his perfect trilogy. If Marvel presents him with the opportunity to retcon that movie, make Doctor Strange 2, and then fulfill the rumors that he can make Spider-Man 4, which would now technically be Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi would take that bet. But even then, that still leaves me with a couple of holes in my theory. For one, everyone will start to point out, okay, but in the Morbius trailer, you had the words murderer on Spider-Man, which is obviously a nod to what happened in the events of Spider-Man Far From Home, where Tom Holland's Spider-Man is being framed for the murder of Mysterio and the public hates him for this. I actually believe that will be a running theme for Spider-Man No Way Home, that we will face the truth of how these spider people keep accidentally killing their villains. If we're going back and just following the events of Spider-Man 2, which will have Green Goblin as an accidental kill, then you have Dr. Octopus as an accidental kill, Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Electro, that's an accidental kill, and Mysterio from Spider-Man Far From Home, that is also an accidental kill. This will be a key plot point in Spider-Man No Way Home. Will all three of the spider people have to answer to the public of their own cities why their villains keep ending up dying during battle. So that actually could still be Tobey Maguire, who's being branded as a murderer in his universe, because that was a theme that we saw with James Franco as Harry Osborn, calling Spider-Man a murderer constantly for the death of his father. Even touching upon what Andy Serkis, the director of Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage, said, because I know you guys are going to bring this up, where he did a trailer breakdown for IGN. My God, I had to compete as a YouTuber making trailer breakdowns against the damn director. Ain't that cheating a little bit?
I missed the part where that's my problem.
But in this great breakdown with Andy Serkis and IGN, he goes ahead and says, obviously there are links between Venom and Spider-Man and the Marvel Universe and the Spider-Man story. We're treating this very much as it's his own world. The Venom story is his own world. There are nods and little moments like the shot of the newspaper of the Daily Bugle, of course, but on the whole, he's unaware. They are unaware at this point of other characters like Spider-Man. So that's the way we've chosen to play this particular episode of the movie, but we'll wait and see. We'll see what little things you can pick out of it. So essentially, Andy Serkis is saying both is true. Yeah, Venom is in his own world, but there are still links to the Marvel Universe and the Spider-Man story. So yes, they are all connected, but in Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage, they'll just be focusing on the Venom and Carnage story. This would be such a brilliant way to keep the Spider-Verses connected and separate at the same time, because what you've done is create another multiverse where you can have the in association Marvel Universe, where it's these spin-off Spider-Man stories, and then you have the MCU running with Tom Holland. Even further, when you pair it up with that set photo that we saw from the Morbius set of a Daily Bugle post that says, "Where is Spider-Man?" He's missing because he's gone into Tom Holland's world fighting whatever is happening in Spider-Man 3 and might actually be stuck there with No Way Home, bringing it back to referencing the title, Spider-Man No Way Home. Look, I know, extremely far-fetched, and even with me trying to fill in some of my holes, there's still probably a lot of holes in that theory. But again, I think that's the fun of being a fan, speculating, wondering what's happening, and even you guys in the comments disagreeing with me and pointing out why this theory can't be true. As long as you do it in a respectful way, I won't get upset. I'll join you and say, you're probably right. Because it was fun being the leader of the Fantastic Four for a while, because I had some fun stretching. Give me your guys' opinions on this theory down below. Do you think this is how they would connect Spider-Man No Way Home? Or do you think, nah, not gonna be happening at all? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.